Book is about him falling in love with his sister-ish. I mean, they're not biological sisters, but that's kind of yeah, Jennifer Hartman. The only thing is I'm seeing a lot of quotes, and I don't like reading books that read like a play. Actually, it's important to read about different experiences. As a black woman, I love reading books by black authors. I read books by all authors. However, I think that if you're not a black woman, it would be great to read about other experiences. It's just, you want to be well-rounded. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Tyler Price, and on my channel we talk about books, money, productivity, lifestyle, and anything else you want to talk about. So today I have a book haul for you guys. I'm so excited. These books I've been collecting for the past few weeks. I will go on a book buying ban at some point, but but these are the books that I wanted. I wanted to add them to my collection and want to share with you some of what I have. But yeah, I may start a book buying ban maybe in March. Well, some of the books I've already pre-ordered, like the book by Candy Ryan. That's been pre-ordered because March is Kennedy Ryan month on my channel. And I'll be talking about that a little bit more when I do my March TBR. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I purchased. Some of them I purchased from Amazon, some from my local bookstore, some from Goodwill, and then some from Second and Charles. So let's start with the Amazon purchase. Oh yeah, and also Target. I went to Target to get a Scrabble game for my kids and left there with 3 books. Hashtag book mom life. Anyway, so to start with, I'm going to put my glasses on because I want to probably read what some of these are about to you guys. Probably not all. Ooh, my glasses are not clean. Probably not all, but the ones that if I need to do a deeper dive, I'll put my glasses on for those so I could read. So the first book is that I have, and this is from Amazon, is the third book in the third book in the Chessmen series, Chessmen Masters of Seduction series by, and this book is called In Want of a Viscount by Lorraine Heath. And so this is really a second chance romance. It's the third book. I've read the other 2. Actually, I read The Notorious Lord Knightley. I think that's what it's called. I read that. I'll put the name on the card here. I read that last week. And so this is the third book, and it's an American, Leonora Garrison, has come to England in desperate search of investors to keep her family business afloat. But instead she finds a surprising pleasure when she goes to an exclusive women's club and dares to kiss a stranger who leaves her yearning for more. So yeah, so that's pretty much what this is about. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but yeah. And then the second book that I got from Amazon, actually I think I only have 2 from Amazon, is the last book of the Magnolia Park series. So I have read the first 2 books. I started the second one and kind of put it down because I was doing other stuff. But this is the last book, and I'm hoping to kind of read the third and the fourth book and then eventually dive into this. But when it came out, I had to have it. And also, I have been staying away from anyone on YouTube that's talked about it because I know some people like to do spoilers, and they don't mean to. Like, people are not malicious. They don't want to ruin a book for you. They just don't know that there's certain things you don't talk about. So just because of that, I've stayed away from videos that, unless it clearly says no spoilers, I haven't watched anything related to Magnolia Parks yet. And so these are the 2 Amazon books. Then I got some used books. Anyway, so this book is I got this from my local bookstore, and it's a book by Eric Jerome Dickey. I absolutely love him. I used to read a lot of his books when I was younger, and also when I was in college. He died a couple of years ago, and it was such a heartbreak because he was a prolific writer. And this book just follows 3 women kind of dating in LA in the 2000s, and just kind of follows some of the challenges that you have dating or even being married. So it's a very good book. If you've never read anything by him, definitely check it out. He's definitely, old books, new memories. Old is kind of relative because, again, I think this was published like in the late 90s. But I have to tell you, this book, and also this one in the jacket called Friends and Lovers, I was actually looking for that one as well. But my goal this year is to kind of get back into the Eric Jerome Dickey universe and read some of his backlist. And again, I read him when I was younger, and I'm looking forward to checking them out again. So and then another used book I got this at Goodwill. It's Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I think this is about some girl that's sick and then she meets a guy. So it's a YA book. I don't really care for YA, and I heard there's a movie of on Netflix about this book, so I'll check it out. YA is just not my jam, but I've heard a lot of great things about this book, so I wanted to check it out. And then another book from Goodwill is an historical romance called A Rogue of Her Own. No, A Rogue of One's Own. And it's a historical romance and, follows someone who hooks up with a rogue. I'm not going to get too much into it. It's a historical romance, and I usually like going into my historicals not knowing too much. So, yeah, I'm excited to dive into that. So those are, I'm trying to organize my books on the floor here. Okay, so those are the books that I got from Goodwill. Then I purchased some books from Second & Charles. And so the first is The Hookup Dilemma. And I think this is about a couple that get together. They had a one-night stand and then she gets pregnant. So following this book. And this is really, it's an author, Candace Gilliam. I've never heard of the author. I think she's a black woman author. Yeah, she's definitely a black woman author. I've never heard of her. I know this. A lot of YouTubers are reading books about black authors in February, and that's nice, but really you should read every month. So, and I also love the YouTubers that have been profiling black authors. So I think it's a great thing. I think that this space on YouTube and BookTube and TikTok and all of those, there's enough spaces for everyone. And it's important to read about different experiences. As a black woman, I love reading books by black authors. I read books by all authors. However, I think that if you're not a black woman, it'd be great to read about other experiences. It's just, you want to be well-rounded. Now, I also have seen some chatter from women that are like, I'm not reading blah, blah, blah. You read whatever you want, sister. Okay? Nobody's asking you to. And really, honestly, certain things are probably over your head anyway. But for the most part, I think that for us to be all well-rounded, it's important to diversify our reads. So, but I personally like reading books by black author because I'm a black woman. I like to read books that represent me. I like to see myself in books that I read. And it's important to me to do that. And some of the books that I've loved the most are books that resonates with me. And you don't have to be a black author or even be a black character to resonate, because I think certain things are universal. It's just nice to know that there is a selection out there for all of us. Love is universal. And then this is Ties de Terra. It's about a Nigerian girl that's supposed to marry a Nigerian. I guess she doesn't. And so I got this from Second & Charles. And then the last book that I got from Second & Charles is Not the Girl You Marry. And so I don't know what this is about. It's about a journalist who's on Luck in Love. And then he meets an events planner, and it just kind of follows their story. And the author of this book is Andy Christopher. Again, I've never heard of Andy Christopher. I don't know if she's written anything else. I don't know if it's a she. So yeah, I've never heard of Andy Christopher, but I'm definitely excited to kind of try new authors. I'm doing that now. Like Renee Carlino is a new author to me. I read Before We're Strangers and I absolutely loved it, and now I'm kind of going through her backlist. So I am in this journey as I rediscover my love for books. I am trying new authors and new to me authors. So if you guys have any author recommendation, definitely let me know. So those are the books that I got from Second & Charles. And then I went to Target to buy Scrabble for my son, and left there with 3 books. So the first is June 1st. I love Jennifer Hartman. Like she's a little bit far out there, and like her books are interesting, but I absolutely love her. And this book is about the main character is Brat, and Brat was his parents died. Brant, I think that's his name, Brant. His parents died, and he was adopted by a family, and the family that adopted him, either right before they adopted him or immediately after, they had a baby. So this book is about him falling in love with his sister-ish. I mean, they're not biological sisters, but that's kind of yeah, Jennifer Hartman. And then the other book that I bought, and again, YouTube made me do it, is Binding 13, The Boys of Tommen. This is the first book. I'll read the first one. I got this from Target, as I said. I'll read the first one and see But if I don't like it, I probably won't read the other ones. The only thing is I'm seeing a lot of quotes, and I don't like reading books that read like a play. I actually DNF'd things we got over, things we never got over by Lucy Score, because I couldn't. I just feel like, yeah, I have a feeling I may have to. This book may get DNF'd. There's just I should have looked at this a little bit more. There's too much dialogue in the book for me. I don't like dialogues. I feel like an author should be able to articulate certain things without them kind of speaking it out loud. So yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to struggle with this book because I'm seeing a lot of dialogues. I'm seeing a lot of conversations. I don't like reading plays. I don't like read. I just don't. Yeah, I'm going to struggle with this one. I think I got it on sale. So yeah, I won't. Yeah, I have a feeling I am going to struggle with this book just because I don't like a ton of dialogues in my book. I don't need it. If you don't like dialogues, let me know because honestly, I can't. As I said, I DNF Lucy Score's book, and I don't think I read anything else by her. I don't need to read a play. I don't need a book that's 700 pages long and 500 of those pages are conversations. That's not a book. That's a play. Not that plays are not books, but those are not. That's a drama. It's not necessarily a novel. But I guess dramas are novels too. I don't know. Don't come for me in the comments because of this. But yeah, no, I just don't like it. I've never liked dialogue to that extent in books. I don't think it's necessary. I think that a writer can communicate certain things without saying it, and you can't just have back and forth. Anyway, let me get off the soapbox on that. The next book that I got from Target is Gothicana. I don't know. I think by Runix. I wanted to read something by Runix, but honestly, the reason why I got it is I love books that have like graphic kind of pictures and stuff inside. It takes me back to when I was younger and I was reading picture books. Or even with my kids, I'm reading picture books with them. Now, my youngest is 9. I have two boys. I have a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old. And so my youngest is 9 years old and he's not interested in picture books anymore. So like he's reading, except like he likes the Wimpy Kid books and also the Catboy something. We actually pre-ordered one of them. It's coming out on I think 19th of March. But yeah, but I also love the spray edges. But yeah, so I'm excited about reading this. I don't know when I'm going to read it yet. It's not going to be on my Marches to read list. But yeah. And so moving right along, I got 2 more books left. Thanks for still sticking around. I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes because my sister says my videos are too long. But when you got a lot to say, this is Earl Grey tea, by the way. I love Earl Grey. I do intermittent fasting, so my fasting period is from 7 p.m. at night till 11 a.m. in the morning. I started it about 3 weeks ago. I'm down about 12 pounds. And also I'm doing keto to try to lose weight. Again, I'm not a health coach or anything like that. I'm just sharing what I'm doing as part of my healthy journey. So I can't really have coffee until 11 o'clock, and I think it's about 10 something right now in the morning. So I'm enjoying my cup of Earl Grey tea. And while I film, I'll probably have another cup before 11 o'clock, and then I'll switch to having my 2 cups of coffee a day. I had to limit myself to 2 cups of coffee. I was drinking a lot of coffee and a lot of wine. I haven't really had wine in a while, and yeah. So now 2 cups of coffee a day. That's it. So the last 2 books that I got at Books A Million. So I went to Books A Million with my family a couple of days ago. Actually, we went to the mall to get some mall food. And I stopped at Books A Million and got 2 books by Catherine Center. I've tried to check out her books from the library a couple of times, and every time I check them out, like I don't get a chance to read them. So, I do want to read something by her. So I got 2 of them, very cheap. Paid $6.97 for this, and this is How to Walk Away. And what is this about? Oh, I don't really know. Lots of praises for the book. And it's, let's see, Margaret Jacobson is just about to step into the bright future she's worked so hard for. A dream job, a fiance she adores, yeah, and the promise of a picture-perfect life just around the corner. Then suddenly, what would have been one of the happiest days of her life, everything she's worked for, was taken away in one moment. In the hospital, she's forced to face the possibility of nothing ever being the same again. Maggie must confront the unthinkable. First, there is her fiance Chip, who wallows in self-pity while simultaneously is expected to be forgiven. Then there is her sister Kit, who shows up after pulling a 3-year vanishing act. Finally, there's Ian, her physical therapist, the one of the nurses said was too tough for her. Ian, who wouldn't let her give in to self-pity and who sees her like no one has seen her before. I don't know. We'll see. I should have read the inside before I bought it. And then I got, let's see, What You Wish For. And that's Samantha Casey is a school librarian who loves her job, kids, and schools with passion and the joy for living. But she wasn't always that way. Duncan Carpenter, the new school principal who lives by rules and regulations, guarded by knowledge and bad things. Guarded by knowledge that bad things can happen, but he wasn't always that way either. And Sam knows it because she knew him before at another school in a different life. Back then she loved him, but she was invisible to him, to everyone, even herself. Oh! She escapes to a new school, a new job, a new chance for living, but Dan Duncan, of all people, gets hired as a principal there. I will read this one. I would totally read this one. This one, I don't know, I have to think about it, but I definitely will read this. I'll probably read this. It looks good. It's such a short book, and yeah, I will read it. I'll probably read How to Walk Away too, because I paid $7 for it, so it probably, I'm sure I'll enjoy it as well. Anyway, those are the books that I purchased for this small little haul. I have 13 books in all for you guys, so definitely I'm looking forward to reading them and adding them to my collection and getting to read them at some point this year. And then I'm going to go on a book buying ban because this is ridiculous. I should be buying books. Anyway, if you like the contents like this, I have videos on my channel on Tuesdays and Fridays. Thanks for riding with me. Thanks for joining me for another one. And I hope you have a good one. Thanks. Bye.